Hey everyone, it's Josh on Blockchain TXP and today is the 10th of October 2022 and the final quarter of 2022 is definitely not looking good. The global cryptocurrency market is moving sideways, but the scariest matrix since the last 24 hours is the 24-hour volume of DeFi. So really I'm not sure if DeFi is dead. The 24-hour trading volume in DeFi is down to $2.06 billion. Now guys, this just might be the lowest 24-hour volume that I've ever seen in DeFi. We will be very briefly talking about that in today's episode. Now, we're also going to be talking about a massive partnership between Visa and FTX. And what they plan to do is they want to roll out this partnership in 40 countries. Now, I have a mixed reaction to that, which I'll be sharing it in today's episode. And regarding India, we have some news as well. The Reserve Bank of India has published a digital currency and details confirm a digital rupee pilot, which is kind of like a CBDC. And look guys, India has had a love-hate relationship with cryptocurrencies, but most likely a hate relationship with Bitcoin, open source and cryptocurrency. So we'll be exploring that in today's episode. And regarding Chainlink, which is an Oracle network, we have some news which is published by DailyCoin and they have shared 10 new projects. So some really interesting stuff. Now regarding UAE, we have two news as well. Now, if you are in Dubai and in UAE, there is a massive event that goes live today. That is GITEX. And GITEX Global goes live today from the 10th till the 14th of October. Now, if you are into technology, you definitely need to go ahead and attend this. And I'll be explaining at a very basic level what the session is all about. And the second news is about an event that takes place tomorrow and day after. That is Dubai Future Forum. So the world's largest gathering of futurists will be at the Museum of the Future between the 11th and the 12th of October. So I'm going to be exploring where does blockchain and metaverse fit into the Dubai Future Forum. So welcome everyone, it's 18 here in Dubai and you're listening to Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and metaverse. And how the series of episodes on the Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well. News that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE and Middle East and the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and metaverse. And this is followed by Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions from the cryptocurrency world. And every Fridays, guys, we have an episode called Metaverse Everything, where we solely focus on metaverse. So please check out those episodes as well. The format for Metaverse Everything podcast is completely different, and what I tend to do is I tend to publish a daily and weekly report via my LinkedIn profile, so please follow me on LinkedIn. My LinkedIn profile is in the show notes below, and in the Metaverse Everything podcast, I do have quite a lot of interviews with startups and with CEOs who are working in the Metaverse industry, so please check out those series as well. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Firstly guys, Startup OI is global one tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called Rise in the Obstacle Course Race, and Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs, and these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. Next, Vertex Events have organized the first ever blockchain summit in the history of the World Expo on 10th to 11th of October 2021 at Dubai Expo 2022. Now they are planning to organize a 2-day blockchain summit in 2022 on the 14th and 15th of October at Grand Hyatt Dubai UAE. And Blockchain Dubai Summit is one of the most innovative and interactive summits in the Middle East. Industry leaders from the world of blockchain, digital assets will gather to discuss advantages of blockchain, crypto, DeFi, NFT, and Metaverse, a brilliant event to network with leading personalities in the space. There are a couple of packages and opportunities for sponsorship, so click on the link below to know everything about Vertex Events, and the website is vertexgroups.ae, or also drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. And finally guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet, and this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers two hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now, since we've taken care of the nitty-gritties, let's look at the price of the global cryptocurrency market. And to be honest guys, the final quarter of 2022 is not looking good for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. The global cryptocurrency market is at $941.88 billion. And since the last 24 hours, it has marginally increased by 0.51%. Now, with the midterm elections going to take place next month, do you think the global cryptocurrency market crosses the $1 trillion? Now, in a realistic world, because of the midterm election, there should be a bump in the global cryptocurrency market. But with the Biden administration currently in charge, I really am not sure what the future of global cryptocurrency market would be. The total crypto market volume over the last 24 hours is down to $31.89 billion. Guys, this is a ridiculously low volume. And since the last 24 hours, it is down by 2.17%. Now, the scariest metric since the last 24 hours is that of DeFi, and I really am not sure if this is the lowest volume I have seen in a very long time. The total volume in DeFi is down to $2.06 billion. And guys, I've been saying this quite often. In 2020 and 2021, even in the worst days, the 24-hour volume in DeFi used to hover somewhere between $14 to $16 billion. This time, it is down to $2.06 billion, and the total value locked in DeFi is $54.88 billion. So the big question is DeFi dead? Now, MakerDAO still accounts for 13.91% of the entire total value locked, with $7.63 billion locked in MakerDAO protocol. So guys, I really am not sure what is going on in the world of DeFi. And one thing which I have mentioned quite a number of times in the past is when I tend to do research for my podcast, in 2020 and 2021, the massive news that I used to get was only about DeFi and yield farming. But nowadays, I do not see absolutely any news regarding DeFi. Now, since DeFi has gone down, I do have this feeling the next what might go down will be the NFT hype. What are your thoughts? Mention them in the comments below. Now, DeFi still accounts for 6.47% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. The volume of stablecoins is down to $29.09 billion. Once again, absolutely horrendous and scary numbers. The volume of stablecoins should ideally be well over the $100 billion mark. It is one quarter of the average 24-hour volume, and out of this $29.09 billion, Tether USDT accounts for $22.88 billion, and USDC accounts for $2.42 billion, and Binance USD is at $3.41 billion. And the scariest thing once again is, despite the volume of stablecoins being low, it accounts for 91.20% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And guys, since the last 3 months, when I'm researching for information, I am getting a lot of information regarding CBDCs, that is central bank digital currencies. And I've been saying this time and over again, the volume of stable coins is ridiculously low, and on top of it, it accounts for over 90% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. So looks like stable coins is turning out to be a safe haven for cryptocurrencies, and this is an absolutely massive no. Ideally, it should be Bitcoin or Ethereum or any other cryptocurrency that should be a safe haven for the financial sector, but that is not turning out to be. Unfortunately, this is terrible because central banks all over the world will use this opportunity to go ahead and promote central bank digital currencies. Now let's quickly look at the market share, 24-hour volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now Bitcoin's market share is at $372 billion, whereas Ethereum's market share is at 161, or you could say $162 billion. And the 24-hour trading volume of Bitcoin is $16 billion, and Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is $5.4 billion. And the dominance of Ethereum and Bitcoin both have been extremely steady for the past almost 14 days. Bitcoin's dominance is at 39.50%, and Ethereum's dominance is at 17.20%. Because from today onwards, what I'm also going to be sharing is the market share of top 5 smart contract platforms. So Ethereum's market share is at $162 billion, and it's no surprise that the second biggest smart contract platform is Binance BNB, and it is down to $44.81 billion. Now remember guys, last week we did talk about how Binance did suffer a hack of over $500 million, but the Binance BNB chain is still looking steady. Now Cardano is down to $14.47 billion. Now idealistically speaking, Cardano is technically much better than pretty much any other smart contract platforms, but the best technology does not necessarily win. It's the most known technology. So it's going to be really interesting to see how Cardano stands maybe 3 to 5 years down the line. Could it be possible that Ethereum and Cardano are the top 2 smart contracting platforms? So let's wait and see. And I'm thinking of a time period of at least 3 to 5 years down the line. Now Solana, or centralized blockchain, is at $11.70 billion, and Polkadot is at $7.47 billion. So the global cryptocurrency market is definitely not looking good, especially because it is a weekend. Now let's look at the price of the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is currently at $19,409, and since the last 24 hours it is marginally up by 0.27%, and since the last 7 days it is up by 1.06%. Ethereum is at $1,318, and since the last 24 hours it is marginally up by 0.59%, and since the last 7 days it is marginally up by 1.62%. And Binance Coin is at $277. So it looks like the hack that happened last week has not made any impact on the price of Binance Coin, and since the last 24 hours it is up by 0.40%, and since the last 7 days it is down by 3.02%. So listen guys, if you are into DeFi, I really am wondering what is going on with reference to DeFi. The volume is ridiculously low. So what are your thoughts? Is DeFi dead, or we are just in a transition phase, moving from centralized finance to decentralized or distributed finance? Mention your comments in the comment sections below. Now the massive news that is going on in the cryptocurrency world, and I have a mixed reaction to this, and this is regarding Visa that has partnered with FTX exchange. So let's try to explore what the news is. Visa is teaming up with FTX to offer debit cards in 40 countries, and they're focusing on Latin America, Asia and Europe, and the whole idea is that they want shoppers to spend cryptocurrencies in a bear market. Do you think that is a right move? I really am not sure. And the big question is, rather than having this partnership, why not just use cryptocurrency instead? So look, what they're trying to do is they're planning to connect your debit card with your cryptocurrencies. Now, if you are a person who's using cryptocurrencies, why would you want to use your debit card? I don't see a point of that. It could be possible that with this partnership, FTX Exchange and Visa are offering some kind of benefits, things like cashback or maybe discounts or something of that sort. If that is the case, then it does make some sense. Now, Sam Bankman-Fried, who's a multi-billionaire and the CEO, did have an interview with CNBC, and he also had a mixed reaction because his whole idea and interpretation was that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is created so that it does not merge with companies like Visa. So the comments that he has made in the interview does share some similar thoughts. But the Visa CFO of Chief Financial Officer Vasant Prabhu is indicating a very positive outlook regarding this partnership. Now, personally, I don't think this partnership makes any sense because if you are using cryptocurrencies, why would you want to link it to your debit card? It just does not make any sense. Now, if you look at this news at a macro level, it does give an indication that this is making a lot of mainstream adoption. But if you look at it, if I have cryptocurrencies, why would I want to connect it with my debit card to make purchases? I could just use my cryptocurrencies to go ahead and make regular purchases. That is what would drive adoption. So I have a mixed reaction to this. Now, if you agree to it or disagree to it, mention your thoughts and your comments in the comment sections below. Now, the second news that I'd like to talk about is regarding India. Now, listen, guys, India has had a love but mostly hate relationship with Bitcoin, open source, and cryptocurrencies. Now, the Reserve Bank of India has released a 51-page report called as the Concept Note on Central Bank Digital Currencies. It explains the objectives, choices, benefits, and risks of pursuing a central bank digital currency in India, and they've referred to it as e-digital rupee. It will also be called as e-rupiah. This report promises easier, faster, and cheaper than paper money. Now, that being said, guys, what I really liked in this report was that it specifically mentions the degree of anonymity would be a key design decision for central bank digital currencies, but they're only talking about retail CBDCs. Now, there are different types of CBDCs. For listeners who don't know what is central bank digital currencies, central bank digital currencies are currencies which are going to be issued by the central bank of each country. And there are different types of central bank digital currencies. There is retail CBDCs, there is wholesale CBDCs, and there is multiple CBDCs. Now, based on this report, it looks like the report is only tackling anonymity so far as retail CBDC is concerned. Now listen, guys, we at Blockchain DXB, we do have an event on the 14th of October, and where I'm going to be talking about central bank digital currencies, the basics, threats to freedom, and its role in the metaverse. So I'll be exploring everything in detail, but at the same time, it is at a very basic and easy to understand level. So please feel free to go ahead and attend that event. I definitely am going to be talking about India's role in central bank digital currencies. Now, I did like the fact that they're focusing on anonymity so far as retail CBDC is concerned. But when you talk about wholesale CBDC, do we require anonymity? That is a different area which I'd like to discuss on the 14th of October. Now listen, guys, go to eventbrite.com and search for Blockchain DXB, and these sessions are completely free of cost. And in these sessions, I do not shill or promote any products. It's purely educational information. The next news that I'd like to talk about is Chainlink. And there is a report which is published by DailyCoin that published the top 10 new projects powered by Chainlink. Now listen, guys, if you are into Chainlink and if you're following them on Facebook, trust me, Chainlink has, if not, the best memes in the entire cryptocurrencies. But this news is definitely positive. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be sharing 10 new projects which are currently with Chainlink. The first one is Visa Finance, which deals in liquidity management. The second one is D-Health, which deals with decentralized storage, Lanceria, which is decentralized financing, Rora Realm, which is decentralized intellectual property, QDAO, Q for Queen, I for India, DAO, which is dealing with DeFi browsing, Maxity, which is Web3 social impact protocol, and Chain.ai, which is blockchain intelligence, D-Climate, which focuses on social impact, Liquidity, which focuses on yield farming, and PancakeSwap, which focuses on decentralized lending. The reason why I wanted to share these projects is because most of these projects are linked to DeFi, and ironically, the 24-hour volume of DeFi is, if not, one of the worst I have ever seen in the history of cryptocurrencies. So really, I'm hoping that there is some volume increase in DeFi protocols. Now guys, let's talk about 2 news regarding UAE. But before we move on to 2 crypto and blockchain news regarding UAE, I have 2 news regarding obstacle course race in UAE. The first news is about Spartan Race, and they have a massive event in December, the World Championship. and this is the second time they have the World Championship event in Abu Dhabi. And guys, I have a standalone episode with Spartan Race founder Joe Cena talking about Spartan Race NFT. And Sean, who's the Chief Technology Officer, was also in the podcast. And Calvin, who's one of the OGs in the NFT space, was at the podcast as well. So we discussed from a business point of view, why did Spartan Race decide to go ahead and launch its NFT, what were the challenges, and quite a lot more. So please check out those episodes. It is a standalone episode talking more about NFTs and not so much regarding obstacle course race. And the second message is also about obstacle course race and my favorite one, that is Tough Mudder. And listen guys, I'm on a mission to do my 100th Tough Mudder, so check both the messages now. The first message is from Spartan. Now Spartan is a global fitness brand with 10 million strong community. They create transformational events, experiences, products and content to help people, companies and teams tear down boundaries and expand what they believe to be possible. From day one, nearly 2 decades ago, they've been champions of human transformation, and they live to help people get outside, eat healthy, and develop habits that lead to a life of constant progress. With families of brands, they push people from every corner of the globe outside the comfort zone and immerse them in a world of tough fitness and elite sports. Now, they do this because you can face and overcome adversity head on, and your potential is limitless. Now, this year in December, in Abu Dhabi, the land of Gazelle, thousands of athletes and spectators will gather at the metropolis in the desert to compete for Spartan immortality. This is a unique opportunity to watch the world's best obstacle course race athletes compete for world championship and have your group conquer the course themselves. The massive event takes place from the 2nd till the 4th of December this year. Now for Spartan World Championship, the ticket details and registration to the programs are mentioned in the links below. Now, if you're into running, if you are into adventure, and if you are in UAE, you definitely need to check this out. And the second news, guys, is about Tough Mudder. Now listen, guys, there are 3 things that I'm extremely passionate about. All 3 of them have some kind of similarity. That is heavy metal, Bitcoin, and obstacle course race. Now we've looked at the premier obstacle course race event, that is Spartan Race, which is taking place between the 2nd and 4th of December. But the next one that I'd like to discuss is Tough Mudder. Now, Tough Mudder is unique, and I did my very first obstacle course race, that was Tough Mudder. And Tough Mudder obstacles are more fun, more adventurous, and it involves a lot of teamwork. Now, the team is putting up an exclusive event in partnership with Abu Dhabi Sports Council, and this event takes place at a unique location at the border of Dubai and Abu Dhabi called as Guntoot. The event takes place on the 23rd of this month, which is less than 2 weeks from now. It's going to be great. It's only 5 kilometers of running with 13 obstacles, and some of the obstacles are really unique and fun. So go to YouTube and just type in Blockness Monster or type in Electroshock Therapy or Pyramid 2.0. You would understand what I'm talking about. So listen guys, do one thing. Click on the link below. Sign up for your very first Tough Mudder event, and you can also use my promo code, which is George25, for a 25% discount. Now if you are into running, if you are into adventure, if you are into obstacle course race, you definitely need to sign up for this event. So go to the website toughmudderarabia.com, and you can also follow them on Instagram. The Instagram handle is toughmudderarabia. Now since we've taken care of that, let's look at 2 crypto and blockchain news from UAE. Now there's a massive event that goes live today, that is the 10th of October till the 14th of October, and that is GITEX. GITEX Global has been in existence since 1980, and it is taking place at the iconic location of World Trade Center. GITEX Global is the annual enterprise technology and global digital transformation event taking place in Dubai, UAE at the World Trade Center. The event underpins the rapid technology-driven transformation, investments, and projects shaping the economies of the Middle East, Africa, and Asia. This year's GITEX edition is set to welcome major technology companies, startups, speakers, and attendees from over 170 countries. Now, I'm definitely going to be attending each and every day. And GITEX Global includes 7 multi-tech sector events, that is AI Everything, North Star, which is Dubai region's biggest startup showcase, FinTech Search, Future Blockchain Summit, Marketing Mania, and 2 new events launching in 2022, that is Global Dev Slam. which is congregating the coders developer ecosystem, and Xverse, which is everything about immersive Web 3.0 journey and discusses everything about Metaverse. And GITEX Global is organized by Dubai World Trade Center, which takes place from the 10th till the 14th of October. Everyone in the cryptocurrency space, blockchain space, technology sector, artificial intelligence sector, and marketing sector will be attending the event. So the core areas is Xverse, which is discussing everything about Metaverse, Future Blockchain Summit, which I believe is, if not one of the biggest blockchain summits in the world. In 2017, guys, I was one of the speakers at the Future Blockchain Summit. The third one is FinTech Search. You also have Marketing Mania that discusses how marketing merges with technology, and few new events that is North Star Dubai and Global Dev Slam. But the biggest one is AI Everything, which talks everything about artificial intelligence. Now, I'm going to be discussing just the Metaverse related and blockchain related events. Now, the Metaverse related event is called as Xverse GITEX. This takes place from the 10th till the 13th of October. This event is done in collaboration with Decentraland, and it discusses the future of Web 3.0. And Xverse is called as Metaverse Economy. And the whole idea about this event is they're going to be discussing how Xverse will unite the world's most advanced tech ecosystem to empower diverse industries within the Metaverse. And for the very first time, they're going to be exploring 25 globally and regionally recognized industry-intensive Metaverse applications. So they are going to be exploring Metaverse under different sectors such as sports, music, gaming, retail, fashion, art, hardware, and banking industry. Now, if you go to the list of speakers, there are quite a lot of list of speakers, but I would only recommend 3 of them. Now, if you're attending the Xverse GITEX, check out for 3 people at that event, and if they are speaking at those events, my recommendation is listen to what they have to say. The first one is Simon C., and he's the Senior Director of Artificial Intelligence Technology Center at AI Nation NVIDIA. The second one is Ziad Trabulsi, who's the Senior Director and Engineering from Reality Labs Meta. His talk is definitely going to be absolutely massive. And the third one is Zaid Zaim, and he's from Mixed Reality Catalyst and Microsoft's MVP Holocaust GmbH. So these are the 3 speakers I would recommend you guys to go and listen to. Now, the second event which is taking place in GITEX is about Future Blockchain Summit. Now, that event also takes place between the 10th and the 13th of this month. And Future Blockchain Summit is the 5th edition of the fastest growing blockchain event in the Middle East. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if this just might be one of the biggest blockchain events in the world. And the Future Blockchain Summit is organized by the World Trade Center, and it is a global hub for innovation. And what I really found it interesting is that at the GITEX Global, VARA, which is Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority, they will be having a roundtable series. So the VARA roundtable series will run across 4 days of the event, gathering key stakeholders to discuss regulatory priorities and ensure acceptance and adoption of virtual assets as a legitimate innovation, serving all investors and users of the technology. And UAE is poised to be a global hub for cryptocurrencies as market capitalization hits $1.4 trillion, up 86% year to date. I think this data needs to be reconstructed once again, as the market cap is well below the $1.4 trillion. It is only down to $946 billion. And Dubai has announced a regulatory framework for virtual assets and a new regulatory body called as Dubai's Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority, and was created as the first regulator to have a presence in the Metaverse. So they're going to be having a series of talks from members from VARA, which is Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority. Definitely brilliant stuff. Now listen guys, if you're attending Future Blockchain Summit, there are 3 speakers that I would recommend. The first one is Alexandra Boniko, and the reason I'm saying is because he's the Deputy Manager of Digital Transformation of Ukraine, and I've covered him quite a number of times in the past, so it's going to be really interesting to hear his point of view regarding how cryptocurrencies has helped Ukraine. And the second one is Sebastian Borget, who is the co-founder and Chief Operating Officer of the Sandbox. Now it's going to be really interesting to ask him a question regarding the number of daily users regarding Decentraland. Now I will be attending that event, and if I do get a chance, I'm definitely going to pop in that question. The third speaker who will be at that event is Lennox Lai, and he's the director of OKX. So it would be really interesting if he has some really interesting concepts talking about cryptocurrencies and adoption in UAE. So those are the three speakers. Other than that, I'm pretty much sure there are some brilliant speakers at that event. The second news that I'd like to talk about for today's episode is Dubai Future Forum. And there is a massive event which takes place between the 12th till the 14th of October. Now listen guys, I do have a standalone episode called as Dubai Metaverse Strategy. In that particular episode, I specifically mentioned Dubai Future Forum. So please do me a favor, look up Dubai Metaverse Strategy, blockchain DXB, listen to it, you'll get a thorough understanding of what Dubai Future Forum is. Now let me go ahead and explain what the forum is all about. The inaugural Dubai Future Forum is an annual event hosted by the Dubai Future Foundation, convening over 400 of the world's top futurists to Dubai to anticipate challenges, imagine opportunities, share foresights and shape the future. And the first edition of the Dubai Future Forum will be taking place in October of this year at the Museum of the Future. And the forum will provide an international platform for futurists and thought leaders from diverse sectors to build a long-lasting community by engaging on tomorrow's most pressuring issues, cementing Dubai's position as a rising global hub for future leadership and action. So I'm pretty much sure there's going to be a lot of talk, particularly regarding blockchain technology and how blockchain technology could be the future and how blockchain technology could possibly help sustainability of Dubai and the rest of the world. So it's going to be really interesting talk. And this year's forum will host 30 sessions with a focus on 4 key themes. So the first one is the future of our world. The second one is mitigating existential risk through foresight. The third one is value and humanity. And the fourth one is hedging our bets through foresights. So it's going to be a really impactful and powerful session. The Dubai Future Foundation seeks to reimagine and inspire Dubai's future in collaboration with public and private sector partners to create initiatives, programs and thought leadership to inform and implement on a local and global stage. The most visible manifestation of this determination is the recently opened Museum of the Future. So it's going to be really interesting to see if they have some talks how cryptocurrencies and our blockchain technology will be part of the Dubai Future Forum. And the forum aims to be a global platform for exchanging ideas, designing a better future for humanity, and finding solutions to the most prominent challenges. There are going to be 400 future experts, 30 sessions, 15 futurist organizations, and the best part is, if you guys want to watch it, you can watch the event completely free of cost. Go to Dubai Future Foundation and check through the link. Or guys, you can also go to my LinkedIn profile for the 10th of October and I will send you a link where you can watch the session completely free of cost. So definitely brilliant move. And please make sure that you attend these events, because these events do lay the foundation of what Dubai and UAE envisions in the next coming years. So that's all for today guys on the Crypto and Coffee at 8 from Blockchain DXB. In case if you have any feedback or suggestions, please drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com and check out my website, that is www.blockchaindxb.com. And guys, also check out my other website, that is Area 2071, that talks everything about Metaverse. Now if you like listening to this, please follow this podcast, give it a 5-star rating and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. And remember guys, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. And how the series of episodes in the Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well. News that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. And this is followed by the Ask Me Anything series that you're listening to right now, where you listeners can ask any questions from the cryptocurrency world. I have a first question by Lionel who asks, will you be at the event today at Jitex? And if yes, where can we meet you? Now Lionel, I'm definitely going to be at the event for all the days, but today, which is the 10th of October, I'm only going to be there from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. But tomorrow onwards, that is 11, 12, 13, 14, I'm going to be there at the event. I'm not sure which stage I would be, but what I would recommend you to do is just drop me an email, Lionel, and we can schedule a meetup. And I'll definitely more than interested to meet you. And it's good to know that one of the listeners definitely wants to meet up. Now, what most likely will happen is, the speakers that I mentioned earlier, when these guys are talking, I'm definitely going to be listening to them. So there's Simon C, who's from NVIDIA. When he's talking, I'm definitely going to be attending that session. When Zia Trabulsi, who's from Meta, when he will be talking, I definitely will be at that event. Now I understand that the venue is going to be absolutely massive. And Lionel, I think there is also an app that you need to download, and with that app, you can connect with other people as well. So do one thing, if you bought your GITEX ticket, I think you're supposed to download an app. And after you download an app, you can definitely connect. So you can definitely look out for my email address, that is info@blockchaindxp.com, and we can connect for that. And we can just have a good conversation regarding cryptocurrencies, blockchains, NFTs, and metaverse. I have another question by Rahil, who asks, what is going on with Museum of the Future NFT? To be honest, Rahil, I have absolutely no idea at all. I know for a fact that Binance was working with the Museum of the Future, and they were supposed to have, if not one of the best NFTs of all time. Now, I do follow them on the Telegram channel, and unfortunately, the response that I'm getting from the Telegram channel is not so good. And I've been also looking at the number of members in the Telegram channel. They are echoing the same thing as well. Constantly, they're asking for some information, and unfortunately, the admins who are managing the NFT for Museum of the Future are not responding well enough. Now, I did ask them several questions regarding the podcast because I really wanted to interview the team who's releasing the NFT. They did give me an email address, Rahul. I sent them 7 emails with reminders. Unfortunately, they have just not replied to that. And I did mention that in the Telegram channel as well, but unfortunately, I'm not getting any response. I was hoping that the Museum of the Future and Binance will be releasing the NFT at the Dubai Metaverse Assembly, but unfortunately, that did not happen. So to answer your question, Rahul, I really am not sure what is going on. And I must say that the team that is responding via Telegram is not quite quick, and they're just repeating the same information over and over again. And this is going on for well over 8 months. So unfortunately, I do not have any update on that. So that's all for today, guys, on the Crypto and Coffee Edit from Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, please drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com and check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com and check out my other website, that is area2071.com, that talks everything about Metaverse. And listen, guys, if you like this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m., we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And how the series of episodes on the Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other 2 news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and Middle East, and the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions from the cryptocurrency world. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a great day ahead. And in case if you are in Dubai and are visiting the GITEX event, please drop me an email to info@blockchaindxp.com. It would be absolutely lovely to catch up with you guys. Thanks so much and have a nice one. Bye-bye.